সবাইকে আন্তরিক শুভেচ্ছা. Greetings all. Firstly, we acknowledge the traditional owners of country throughout Australia and recognize their continuing connection to land, waters, and culture. We pay our respects to the elders past, present, and emerging. Bangladesh Association in Brisbane Inc. (BAB) would like to cordially acknowledge the worthy contribution of Brisbane City Council, Queensland, for funding our social integration, culture, and identity maintenance of the Bangladeshi community in Brisbane program under the Community Development and Capacity Building Grant. In light of this grant, BAP put together a series of online learning and awareness tools to improve social cohesion, communication, and job readiness. On behalf of BAP, we would like to thank all the members of the community and project implementation team for their kind support and valuable contributions. Thank you all. ভালো থাকুন, সুস্থ থাকুন.
Good afternoon. I am Mahmudul Hasan. I would like to present on basic business communication, email and business etiquette. The presentation is under BAP Social Integration Program. The presentation will take only 10 to 15 minutes. Please stay tuned. I'm just sharing my screen. So first of all, what is the email and business etiquette means? The first part of the presentation is the email etiquette, and the second one is the short presentation of the business etiquette. Just a bit of disclaimer. The presentation is intended for Bangladeshi professionals in Australia. The presentation is my own views. It's not relevant to any employers or organizations. It's more likely to encourage Bangladeshi professionals how the communication it would be, or the silent communications like in email etiquette. So when you speak with someone, then that is like a verbal items, and when you talk over phone, that is verbal as well. But email communication is a bit different. Whether you are an employee or employer or a businessman, or you are in overseas, or you're looking for a higher education, or you're applying for jobs, these email communications are really important. It gives you an opportunity to get an interview, to get a business opportunity, and to liaise with people of similar interests. It's really important so that the email communications may happen. Look at the simple email of the business email. If I am looking to send an email to my colleague or client or whom I work, so this email is a very basic one with a couple of sentences written with the greetings and the email body, and then last one is a simple line about that if you need some information, and then you put that your greetings, thanks. So two words, one is thank you and please, that should be in any email that you send to anyone as an email etiquette. So common etiquettes, that is what's the difference between if you are in overseas or if you are in here, is there is a naming convention in there. So in Bangladesh, it might be a dear Mr. Mr. or Ms. and the last name, but where in overseas, it might have the last name is written in a way that it might be more like an informal, like hi or dear. But it depends on that naming convention as well. For basic business, it might be different. Again, if it is an government email, government official letter, that might varies a lot. But in basic business, is really informal, like hi or dear. In the greetings section, it is good morning, good afternoon, depending on when you are sending the email. And then you have the email body. And once you finish the email, then you should ask the question that please let me know if you have further queries, something like that. And last one is the greetings of the warm regards or best regards. Now the next one, and another etiquette is that the title of the subject of the email. So if you see these two, which one looks better? Obviously, if you are writing everything is a capital blocks, it might not look good. Whereas if you do some case sensitive way in a, starting from the capital letter and then the remaining one, the small, obviously looks better in as a lowercase and uppercase format. When it goes to the email etiquette and urgent queries, it's better to mark that one as urgent or high importance. In that email body, you can write in a way that a quick response to this email will be highly appreciated. Or you can write in this way that we will appreciate very much. Next one, if you ask any informations, then in the email body, you can write in a simple sentence, could you please? Sometimes people say that please find the informations, please send the informations. It will be more formal if you say that could you please send the information or document to me or us. So if you are sending any documents to other parties, sometimes people say see attached or find attached. It's more likely an informal. So you can even use the please one. Please find the attached documents or please find the attachment, rather than saying see the attachment. Next one. So you sent an email long time ago and no response. Then you better write the follow-up email. In your title, you can use follow-up or re. And then in the email body, you can write just wondering, is there any update on this? Or you can write just a quick follow-up on this. Or you can write, would you mind to send an update on this to me or us? This is the nice way to acknowledge people that you are chasing for a follow-up. So you have write in the subject line and also in the email body. If you reply queries and comments, then in the email body, you should write some comments, but it's better to copy their comments first and then write your comments in different color. So say for an example, a client asks a question that what's your plan to solve the problem? And in your answer, you wrote in a way in the copying their questions, and their answer from your end is that we can solve the problem either this way or your proposed pathway. That is like an example I have given here. Now, say for an example, in the marketing email, how it is in the business communications, or if it is an importance of the email, or if you are sending a bulk informations, but you want to make a summary, how you should write the email. You can use the bullet point. That's the best way to write it. So say for an example, you are selling a product to a customer and you would like to describe the product. Rather than writing a big paragraph, you better say that my product is competitive compared to this. My product has this 5 years or 10 years warranty, or this product costs 20% less than other product. These 3 lines you can write in a bullet point format, what I have explained to here. It's very summarized format you can write in that email. So that's really effective in marketing, sales and marketing, and even in business if you want to highlight something, or even as an important email that you want to describe that you have to do this, this, and this. If you want to send that email attachment, better you can zip the file or you can use the Dropbox. You probably all of know that. But the other way you can send email is that splitting the documents and write down the subject line as email 1 of 5, 2 of 5. So you have 5 emails, then you should write in a way that which number of emails that you are sending. And the other way is that you is always use that Dropbox or zipping file. The email etiquette, if it is an official letter email, then sometimes people write in a Word file and print it in a letterhead pad, sign it, and then attach the email, especially from the government or from some companies, they use that one. Or if it is a formal official letter that is easily signed, and then they attach it. Alternatively, sometimes people write a formal email in the email body and then put in digital e-signature and then they send the email. Both way is acceptable depending on the scenario. But it's better to make PDF and send the email. Just an example that how the job email looks like. So if it is a cover letter, you are sending, attaching that one to an email. The format should be something like that. But if you are writing a couple of sentences, it will be in the email format. But in a cover letter format, when you are attaching that one to email, the template should be something like that. So the first paragraph, you will say about you and your competency area. And the second one will be what you are and what you are looking for, and telling a bit about the company. Third one, about your current role and what is the output. And the fourth one is about briefly describing your roles, that what you are doing and what skills and expertise you have and what experience you have. And before the last one, this is your previous job experience. And the final one is about that what specific highlight of the role if you are looking for. So the big email that you're sending, it can be attached as a cover letter, and in your email body, you just say that I have attached a cover letter in this email. But if it is a recruiter, if who is asking some of the questions in the email directly to you, then you can explain in this way with the 5 points, and there should be 5 answers with a couple of sentences. So it depends on the scenario that how the applications are going on. We're human beings, so obviously we do mistakes. But in case if you are sending to an email to separate person or different person, that they are not in the assumption that they are not receiving the email, or they are not your point of they are not your contact point. So you should apologize and you should ask that please disregard the email and you should send to the specific person. If it is a very important email, then you must have a cross check or group check with your colleague or your boss. That's all about email etiquette. I'll just tell you a bit about the business etiquette. What does it mean? Obviously, we all are professionals, and there are some higher education students as well, and they become to the industry. They started to work in the industry. So it's more about learning the business. It's a very basic business rule. If you are meeting with someone, obviously we are in COVID scenario, so handshake is not mandatory, but saying hello or hi or just touching with your hands in other ways of saying hello to the in the COVID scenario. But once the COVID is gone, then the normal procedure is to make the handshake. You have to know the client's name properly. If you spell incorrectly, that is not nice. That is really important in business. So just let you know that who they are, and sometimes make a LinkedIn search or ask other people how to spell the name. And if you are incorrect, just make it correct. If you are in a position that you saw something really nice, you should compliment, like about the dress, glass, or their style, to make the surroundings easier to communicate. That's not really hard, but we are not used to it. I have seen lots of professionals are like that. They actually compliment each other to make the scenario a little bit better, to make the environment better, to start the communications. A handshake and eye contact, and listen carefully and smile, and sometimes nods your hands. If you are with someone, and you can introduce with your colleagues as well, don't put them left out because other people may offend it. So just say hello and introduce each other who are with you. And if you are in a position that you should contact, you should answer tactfully. Um, if you are not sure, then don't overstate it. Just say what you know, and you should say that I will do my research and will come back to you. Be within time, business dress and good hygiene. I believe that you all know that. Now, if you are in a table position, just know about the table manners. Um, and also, if you are in a business lunch, if it is your turn, then you should provide that one. Don't expect that one other people to be on that position. Um, and when you are speaking, you have to concentrate on how other people are working. So someone may typing, someone is taking notes, and if it creates your voice and your presentation is creating the problem with others, you have to be very careful about. And non-verbal expression, just nodding heads and using your hands to show that you are understanding and you are responding. So what mistakes we should not do in the meeting? One is that couple of items I have shown here. One of them is a no speaking, speaking too loud, and don't overstate any topics like religion and politics. And overall other things is that like a negative Nancy, that you can't tolerate or you can't understand something. Don't say that. So this should not be done in the business meeting. So these are overall the scenarios of email and business etiquette. There are so many etiquettes and business etiquettes are here, and you may find in different social media as well. Just see that which one is uh, concurrent and what's the culture and tradition of the country that you live in, whether you are staying in here in Australia or in overseas, just to follow the convention as well. But the very basic rules are shown here in this presentation. Hopefully this presentation will give you an idea that how things works in here in Australia, and it will help Bangladeshi professionals to understand the basic business communications and especially the email etiquette and business etiquette. Thanks a lot to Bangladesh Association of Brisbane and BAP Social Integration Program and all the people who are working in this program to make it successful one. I will. I really, I really appreciate all of us who are contributing to this presentation and people who are behind this. Thank you.